8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
On May 2nd, 2021, I lined up on a start line just outside of Nanango, Queensland, to take part in the inaugural Dead Cow Gully Ultra Marathon. Now ask anyone and they'll tell you it's a very straightforward concept. All you have to do is run a 6.7 kilometre lap in less than an hour, on the hour, every hour, until you are the last one standing. So if you run that loop fast, you might get puffed, but you'll have plenty of time to recover. Run it slow, and you might preserve some energy, but you won't have much time to prepare for the next lap. It's a race unlike any I'd ever run before, and it had been almost a year since I'd felt this excited for an event. So I towed the starting line of this rural run, not knowing what to expect or what I was capable of, but feeling consoled in the fact that if I failed to finish, well, I'd be in the same boat as everyone but the eventual race winner. I spent a lot of time running with or near my cousin Jimmy, and I could always count on my support team consisting of my mum, grandma, sister and her husband to look after me after every lap. All over it. Nice job, Trev.
Well done.
Beauty. It's the first lap, eh?
Well done.
Yeah, well, actually I want to check with Tim because I did a little wave over there and I'm wondering if that's like, you know. But it was beautiful lap.
Yeah, good.
Really, that was super steady. 42 minutes.
No, don't you?
No.
You run your own race anyway.
I'm going to do a slow one with some of my friends next time, but other friends. But it was really good. I give that that pace is so comfy.
Yeah,
A couple of little walks on the hills.
And it makes you, it's all about the mind. You think, no, that was good.
The minutes leading up to a lap was signalled by a series of whistles I'd come to dread, and kicked off by the clanging of cowbells. Now, spoiler alert, see that tall bald bloke in the black shirt? He tore off every single lap at a blazing pace and would actually go on to win the race 44 hours later. Safe to say, I was in a constant state of astonishment and admiration for him and the 100 or so other competitors who tenaciously ventured out again and again late into the day and into the nights. I was also lucky enough to get to know some of these fine people on the trails as the minutes turned to hours. So a huge thanks to you if you ever had to put up with me bailing you up for a chat or leeching onto the back of your shoes to get carried along at your pace. Now my strategy, if you could call it that, was trying to find a Goldilocks zone between running it fast enough to have plenty of time to recover and do things like eat, drink and go to the loo between laps, while also going slow enough to avoid burning out too early on. I'm not too convinced I executed that all that well, as I fell drastically short of my 24-hour goal, but I also had no idea what to really expect as the race dragged on. I accidentally finished my watch on the first lap, so let's start again. Next time, I reckon I'll go for a much slower strategy, trading the 40 to 50 minute laps for 50 to 55 minute laps. However, the beauty of this backyard ultra style event is that there's no meta when it comes to strategy. Some winners tear around the track like Ryan Crawford, and others scrape in at the end of the hour and just keep on rolling. The course itself, as you can see, was actually perfect. An interesting mix of flats, tracks, and gullies set to a picturesque backdrop of green fields and tall trees. I sort of took a back seat to the filming of this particular project. I had every intention of bringing the camera out with me and vlogging a lap or two, but when the time came, I just couldn't do it. I felt like I had to preserve every scrap of energy for the hours ahead. So a big thanks to my sister Caitlin and my brother-in-law Joel for the awesome job they did on and off the camera, capturing the epicness of this experience. Here I am running with cousin Jimmy and my mate Peter, both of whom kept me positive out on the course and pushed me to keep going. And here comes Trevor. We go way back, we've run together for many years, and he's gotten the better of me more often than not. Dead Cow Gully would be no exception. I was lucky enough to be around to witness his incredible final lap after 27 hours. Peter was hands down the easiest person to find on the track. You could hear him coming a mile away.
I was like, what do you mean?
He's like, oh, Fox makers.
That's going to get harder later.
On those big movies, you got to do 12 screenings a day.
He'd talk with whoever he was running with, not even pausing to take a breath. And I kid you not, he was still in these upbeat spirits on his final lap 12 hours later.
They've timed it so well.
Now that's my buddy Ross in the blue. I shared my second or third lap with him.
That is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Yes, Daniel's, of course.
He's got an incredibly inspiring story when it comes to running and cranked out 4 laps with more in the tank before the cowbells rung moments too early for him to start.
Starting to, mate, cheers, Crab. I'm starting to focus a bit more on the running side of it, actually. A little bit less interested in the beautiful environment and that. Less interested in talking, more keen on just running, I suppose, which has been it's actually really good. Some of my favourite laps so far. Definitely starting to get a bit rusty in bits and pieces, but that was a good 48 minute. My goal was 50, so that's pretty good. But yeah, it's beautiful weather for it though. Seriously.
I was approaching the 6-hour mark now, which is about 40 kilometres, more or less the familiar marathon distance I've trained around for the past years. And strangely enough, despite taking twice as long as usual to reach this distance, I wasn't feeling quite as fatigue-free as you might expect given all of the breaks. A feeling I was acquainted with on my 6-hour trial run a week or two earlier.
So it's 10 minutes to 5, Saturday the 24th. I'm basically just getting ready to do my dummy run, I guess, of the Dead Cow Gully. Just going to be doing 6 hours today, aiming for 45k or whatever it'll end up being, 46 or something like that. I'll try a few different times. Maybe I'll try and get things done in 45 minutes, 50, 55 minutes, just to get a feel for the recovery time and also how tough 6 laps is. Because I'm going for 24 hours, so this will be a quarter. So if things today, as I'm just sort of cruising along, taking it very easy because I'm a week out, if things today feel a bit tough, then it'll be interesting to see what happens next week. Let's get to it. Alright, so that's lap 1 down. It took me about 45 to 46 minutes. I broke it down into quarters. I was doing the math as I ran, which kept me entertained. Doing it about like 1.7k, 3.4k, 5.1k, and then 6.8k, which is an extra 100 meters that I'm supposed to run, which gives me a little bit of a buffer. The rough pace looked to be around 6.5 or something like that, 6:20 minute Ks. Obviously with the big walking section sort of takes a bit of that out. Feels really good so far, but 6.7 Ks in 48 minutes isn't exactly going to tuck me out. So I'll jump back out there for round 2 in about 10 minutes time and see how we go. All right, so that's lap 2 down in the books, another roughly 45, 46 minute loop. The 3 little walks I did seemed to work pretty well. I might work on possibly breaking it down into smaller sections even and getting a few more walks, but they'll be a bit shorter. Don't really know. This feels good at the moment. In fact, that lap felt better than the first one because 6.7 Ks isn't really very far. So it's the more distance I go, the more interesting I think the slow, sort of 6.7k loops will become to a point, and then it'll become probably misery. But anyway, just keep chilling out. Definitely getting a bit hungry. I'll hit one of my gels now. But I think on race day I'll have a stack of different bars and stuff. So it's not really a true test, not even necessarily a good test, but definitely for the strategy and for the feeling of it, this is really good. I'm really excited actually. All right, just finished lap number 3. It took me about 43 minutes, so definitely was doing just below 6 minutes per kilometre. Still with my little walks in between, they sort of are set specifically to get me leaving at a certain time. I think if I am going to be finishing a little bit earlier than planned, I might have to start thinking about adding one more walking segment towards the end of the lap, or maybe even just doing that breakdown of more walking sections throughout the run. But figuring it out, need to go to the loo. Also starting to get pretty hungry. I might have a slice of pizza. That's all I've got at the moment. So maybe won't be what I'm eating on the day, but will be good to see how it feels. I'm also going to change shoes from my more padded running shoes to my less padded, still pretty padded racing shoes. Catch you after lap 4. All right, so there we go. Lap number 4, 26.8 Ks down. Still feeling really good. Definitely started to think about what I'll be doing in between laps as far as recovery goes, rolling and stretching and stuff like that. I haven't really got any experience with rolling, so hopefully it's pretty simple. I'll probably learn it on the day. Might have a quick look at it in the next week or so. But yeah, pretty much just thinking about that now, because even though it's a really steady pace, I can just already start feeling how the Ks will start piling up. And I mean, 4 hours in, feeling great, just to be clear on that. But I can just imagine that times 6, who knows, could be really, really strugglesome. Okay, so clock just struck 10:45. So a 45-minute lap there for lap number 5. One more to go. Legs definitely starting to feel a bit sore. Probably the anticipated amount of sore after, what's it been, 33.5 kilometers. But yeah, it's still just chugging along really good. Not much else to say really. The shoes that I swapped to after lap 3, my racing shoes, are definitely going to be the pair I'm going to wear. I've never actually gone from my heavy training shoes to my light racing shoes. I felt the difference, and it's huge. So yeah, I'll be running in those. I'll still bring my 2 other pairs of shoes as rotators in case I feel like I need something fresh. But that's pretty much it for now. It's gone along good. Really, really excited for the day. Alrighty, and just like that, 6 hours in the can, 4 hours and 25 minutes worth of running at about a 6.5 minute kilometer pace, 40.17 kilometers by accident, but 40.1 kilometers. 2,000 calories, 2,100 calories. And obviously I had my watch paused while I was resting. So all I can say is bring on the Dead Cow Gully. It's gonna be insane. Back at Dead Cow Gully, I was moments from finishing my 7th lap and setting a new personal record.
Woo! That's it, I think that's 46.47. It's a distance PB. Not continuous, but that's awesome. Man, it's getting tough. But my Achilles is killing me, but I just think I can do it, We'll see how we go. But yeah, everyone's getting a bit that way. Not everyone, but plenty of people sort of starting to battle a little. But yeah, I'm just sort of excited to push it, see how far we can take it.
47 Ks in, feeling pretty stiff in the hammies.
Yeah.
ITB's starting to flare up.
Yeah.
Slight calf aggravation earlier on, but that went away, so that's good.
Yeah.
Just some good support out there.
The battle scars are definitely starting to come through.
Yeah. I'm afraid to do a quad stretch because congratulations.
Chippies are good. Cheers. Now the next one's another big one. Big 50. Well, this was the record.
Yes, I'm saying.
But enough about the fatigue and the slow march to misery. Between laps, I would eat a range of different bits and pieces. A gel or 2 per lap, some salty chippies every now and then, part of a roast chicken that showed up out of the blue, muesli or protein bars, bananas, and whatever other goodies Jimmy procured. If I remember correctly, I pretty much only drank water, as it was all I felt like, but I did finish a V Energy drink later in the run, which actually had a great effect. And with a spot of rain setting in, my hat goes off once again to my amazing team and all the spectators that cheered me on and helped me out. As for the rain, it came down for a few laps, but only really impacted me on one, when my road shoes had me slipping and sliding up and down the hills. It was ultimately quite nice and something to break up the repetition. As far as my physical condition goes, apart from general fatigue, you may have noticed some colour on my ankle. I busted it pretty bad a week earlier, but with the occasional lathering of physio cream, the pain was more or less a non-factor. What really added to my burden was some aching in the area of my Achilles, which induced a hobble in my later laps. I should also mention that my knee to hip region was raw as. Without going into too much of the gory detail, it would be the worst part about the days to come. And to think all I had to do was put on some bloody Vaseline as well. Now, if you know me well, you'll know how much I hate being the centre of attention. But really, having people generous enough to pander to your increasingly abrupt and impolite requests is definitely one of the perks of ultra running.
Cramped in my arms actually. In here.
So I've got more cream.
Awesome, I'm just gonna bloody paste it on.
And got a headlight, which mightn't be great, but it
I
was
don't
a
need
good
that
one.
yet.
It's a 7 hour, and it wasn't. We
Yeah.
went through a lot, and it wasn't
sounds
here,
awesome.
but we said it should. got a
I'm not
light
too,
band,
yeah, I'm just happy to have it, to be honest with you.
Bananas and got, I'll just go to one of those. And did you have any? Did you have garlic bread?
Sorry, I'll eat it in a sec.
Might be the last one, I think.
One more now. Mate, you got plenty of time, you're killing it, bruh. Yeah, I will.
Want a drumstick or? Maybe or just a bit of chicken.
I got speaker spag bowl left over.
So you want to leave Tilly here?
Yeah.
Now, it might not have made a huge difference, but I honestly reckon with salt tablets or something like that, I could have maybe eked out another lap, maybe two, but that might be dreaming.
Hey, eat that.
She's like, I want daddy.
Lockie, I need you up there, mate.
Good stuff, Dan.
Get the crowd.
Yeah, I bet that hurts when they go up that little bit of a.
Shouldn't find this bloke.
Yakka. Everything's going alright. We on? I think we're just about to start the 11th lap. This is bloody hard. Bloody blooming hard. Thanks, Mum. Got a great support team pampering me. Oh.
It's a bit cold. Just freshen, that's all.
Hold on for 12. Hold on for 12.
Good job, big fella.
Awesome, Dan. How that?
That was a huge lap. I crashed around the whole way. I think I lost time in the lap before. But it was a great lap.
Let's walk.
Good for my confidence. Kind of. But one more. No. I got a few more, but one more. One more's the big milestone. I'll go from there. I've got to get next one. I'm this close to cramping up.
What's sore?
Nothing's sore, I'm just this close to cramping. I mean, everything's sore, quite frankly. But it's alright. just got to get the got to get through this one without cramping, I think. Might get a jumper if I can, please.
Back into it. Yeah.
This is a professional production.
Not getting cold out there.
I think you might have to put a shirt on, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna ride this one out.
Or what about your rain jacket? That might be more comfortable.
No, I'm not gonna run in this. I'm just gonna wear it for now. Some water. Get some gel. Dump this gel.
So you've got a gel. Oh no, where are they?
Oh,
Where are the gels?
this is insane. Oh, that's a good one as well. It's a kicker.
Years ago, we actually went 5 years ago. There's a new people over there. There's a Zoom.
Ooh, zesty lime for your 13th, 12th.
Like a lot of things.
I like something taller than this, you know. I'm out of here.
Hell yeah.
You can tilt that down, by the way, if you don't want to look at the ground or whatever. But
Let's go.
Let's go. So cool, Dan.
Cheers, no, these guys are carrying me through. The nutrition has just been insane. I feel great in the stomach, but
Just when it cramps.
yeah. Oh. Fucking Brandon. Come on. I'm gonna throw up.
Maybe another couple laps.
Yeah. Let's see what we can do.
It's cool, Dan.
hi, Brendan.
So folks, this is a big lap. This is the 12th loop coming up. And guess what? When you come back, you can get a hot shower inside the house. It's waiting for you. You can also use the toilets inside the house, runners. A lot more comfortable. Shower, toilets, enjoy.
Number 12, let's go!
In a dramatic turn of events, I finished my 12th lap with only a couple of minutes to spare, and things were really starting to hit the fan. It felt like I was just moments from getting a cramp that I honestly couldn't see myself getting back up from.
Over here, bro. Yeah. A Coke. A coat. Coat.
Coke. Some gels. Gels. Two
Gels.
Water.
Endura for salt. Mum, hold that. Here you go, Dan.
Oh, it's got no sugar.
Oh,
Thank you.
Sorry, Caitlin, you get that on the big jumps.
Let's go, Peter.
Oh, dude. I've tapped out.
You can go slower.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Dan.
I've already tapped out, but, do it, man.
No, come on. Mate, you can go way slower. Hey, it's amazing how slow you can go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So
there's
cool.
some incredible drama playing out right now. Eddie Pearson, year 10, is about to complete his 13th loop. Big round of applause for Eddie.
Absolutely insane effort from that young fella. Seriously, wow.
That's it, Dan. Here we go. Here we go. Look at you go, bro. Hell yeah. Look at you go.
I did not go much further.
Cheers.
Turn back, hey? You turn back.
Yeah. Pulled up.
Cramp it up.
Cramping and just, it's not happening.
Tim was coming to your rescue with some salt.
Do you want a couple of salt cups?
Yeah, I'd
anyway?
love some salt.
Yeah. I'll keep it down to what, 2 or 3? What do you reckon? Let's go 2 for starters.
So much for
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Got any water?
no.
Oh, we wouldn't have filled it up, eh?
Don't shut you if that's all right.
Yeah.
If you need anything, let me know.
Cheers, Tim. You're a legend, mate.
What happened, Dan? How you going?
So,
That's
as you
huge.
would have seen, I just came in the last few minutes of lap 12. Oh, it's salty. Woo! That's real good. Need more of those. And then I got sort of a kilometre down. First kilometre I did it on pace, and that was just it. I just knew that A, it wasn't sustainable, and B, that I was just on the risk of cramping. I don't know what happened. I just lay there until the next lap.
Yeah, scary.
So I should
that's
I was
good.
just taking my phone, but it was frantic. But oh, that's good. Salt water. But yeah, it was just that was amazing. I mean, these guys, my stomach feels fantastic, which is amazing.
Until you get on the toilet.
Maybe.
Still mine feels fine.
Yeah.
Just had a pretty
No, it was huge. It was, mate. I was obviously
So cool.
a bit over ambitious, but yeah, these guys were amazing. So thanks so much, guys. Seriously, holy smokes. And on the plus side, you get an early mark. So
Nah, mate. Nah, honestly, so cool.
yeah, no, it was
That's
really,
mad.
It was really
What's
fun.
your
I'm just
total
so
clock?
It's across a few watches.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
too sure. It's 1 kilometre and a bit plus.
80
12
k's
laps.
for 12 laps. Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's just going to be, oh man, tomorrow is just going to be.
Oh well, it's it all over now. So that whatever happens tomorrow, you're used to that. You've had that rule many times.
But I can definitely be grateful that my body held out and that I can say I couldn't continue purely because of my fitness and I'm sure a little bit of psychological immaturity thrown in there. How good that Tim and his family put on this incredible and incredibly well run event. How good that I'm surrounded by far better people than me who give up so much of their free time just to be in my corner. And how good that after 80 odd kilometers and 12 hours of going around in circles, I still feel like running. See you later.